Hello everyone, and welcome to the 67th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. My name is Benedict. You may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me as always is my friend, co-host, and sweater wearing.
I guess you could say that.
I don't know. It's kind of your defining trait today.
You're getting more and more original as we go.
Skin having friend?
Person, I guess, friend.
Nose ability man?
Nose ability man.
It's my nickname in the streets.
It's your superhero name?
Yeah, but I have a big nose. We get it, Frederick.
You brought it.
What a start. So, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a little news catch-up episode, because this is, for once, not a pre-recorded one. We're actually able to record this on the Tuesday of the week it's going up. So, we're going to do mini reviews of the stuff we've watched in the past few weeks.
Lovely.
Then a little news catch-up for December. Some headlines that are either important or I found amusing in reading them. And then, I guess the announcements and such, although there really isn't much. And, of course, the Cnews. You know, it's a great show.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Welcome back, guys. So, I think without further ado, we should just get into the mini reviews for this week.
Well, you go ahead, sir.
How many? I'm kind of nervous.
Stage fright.
How many do you have, by the way? Just
I'm sorry.
So we can Freddie's noticed I have a picture on my wall of us at Tivoli Amusement Park. I think
Tell them what we're doing.
Well, we're trying to look like gangsters, but we really just look like Muppets.
We just look slightly constipated.
It's a great photo. Anyway, how many do you have? Because maybe we can like
I think I've got 3.
Okay, so actually no, I should start. Yeah. So as I mentioned last time, in my pursuit to watch more classic movies or important movies before I go off and study film, and just for general life purposes as well, I enjoy them. I watched.
There's a bunch of reasons actually.
I watched for one, The Social Network from 2010.
Was that the first time?
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm catching.
What do you think of the Eisenberg?
Eisenberg was great. Everyone was great in it.
Except for Garfield, who I hate with a passion.
No, everyone was really good. I think Aaron Sorkin's a fantastic screenwriter, and
what's he done apart from Social Network?
Have you heard of A Few Good Men? It's the one with Tom Cruise where he's like, "You can't handle the truth." I mean, that's not Tom Cruise that says it.
Is that where he dances in the living room?
No, no, it's about a lawyer and Jack Nicholson being accused of stuff.
What stuff?
Like killing a soldier. It's
Classic Nicholson.
It's a whole thing. And The West Wing, and the new Steve Jobs movie, a ton of stuff. But his dialogue, his movies are very like sharp, witty, like fast dialogue always, and it's he's very good at it. Sometimes it can be like almost like a bit too like
too fast for my little brain.
It's too Sorkin for me. But
too Sorkin.
But no, this one was great, and it's very. Yeah, it takes something that I guess could be kind of like a not mundane, but like less interesting story, and makes it like really exciting. And
well, they have like dramatized it a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah, no, definitely. But
Andrew Garfield wasn't actually there.
I mean, well, no, that part was true. Timberlake was actually there. But yeah, I just think the structure of it and everything was just, it was a very, very engaging film and interesting. Again, even though it's not super accurate, interesting kind of tale of 2 young college boys, just like us, except I'm not really in college yet, and I'm not Andrew Garfield. Then you go ahead.
And then the fool
may speak.
This is, and I've only done this in prep for the pod.
Oh my goodness,
that's not true.
I was about to say, how would you even
prep for this? You never do. All of yesterday, genuinely all 11 hours, I think it was. I marathoned The Lord of the Rings.
Oh. Slightly less nerdy. Damn, all of it. Like,
I went to
Jesus.
I went to Yana's house.
Friend of the show, I think. Still, have we mentioned her in like the past 3 years?
Did we get a caller on the line? I just genuinely laid on the floor for 11 hours and binged Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, good for you.
Horrific silence.
I realize I'm friends with a huge loser. But that sounds.
It was a good time, in fairness, but my God, you get tired of doing nothing, honestly.
I can imagine. I mean, the biggest problem with like a movie marathon, I don't think is like the movie gets boring or whatever. It's just like sitting for 11 hours.
I bruised 3 ribs. I mean, I love the movies. I saw, like, I watched The Hobbits, like 1, 2, and 3, just kind of like separate days here in the past week.
So
as well.
was it your first time watching the
No.
Okay.
Please. Who do you take me for?
A non-Gandalf fan?
a non-Gandalf the White fan?
Do you prefer Gandalf the White or the Grey?
I think the Grey, honestly.
Yeah, he's more kind of cool and rugged and smokes weed, probably, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Gandalf the White, he's all in the cocaine. So. That's why he's called Gandalf the White. But honestly, those movies, it's insane to me that they were filmed over 20 years ago and they still like hold up.
Yeah.
CGI-wise, story-wise, Orlando Bloom-wise.
That's never going to knock us. It's actually crazy because you have like a pretty direct point of comparison with the Hobbit movies, and they actually like look better and more like realistic.
Most of it's practical
exactly.
stuff, right?
And it's the gorgeous, like, I think if there is one kind of franchise that's good for a binge watch or like a marathon, it would be Lord of the Rings, because it's meant to be such an epic, immersive experience.
It was, believe me, I felt like I was in...
What's the name of a place there? Rosenheim or whatever.
Gondor.
Yeah. That's you could have just said any word, I would have said yeah.
Flalabalab.
Oh, right, that one.
You know the one.
Where Legolas lives.
No, obviously,
great
movies. Love Gollum.
Of course.
I gotta say, Samwise Gamgee. Bit of a useless douche.
What do you?
He's a sweet dude, but like, come on.
He's the one who made me cry in the final one. Like, he's like, think of the strawberries with the cream of our.
Just cried at his horrific voice.
He carries him. Come on,
I mean, it's emotional, but like,
that's
and then the Eagles come. Samwise moment. I'll say the one thing that maybe has left the biggest impression on me watching these back is how Aragorn.
It's not
Viggo Mortensen.
You did not just say Mads Mikkelsen after Aragorn. I thought you were memeing, but then you looked at me genuinely. I was like, oh no.
It's like, you know the man.
He doesn't even know.
Viggo Mortensen, I meant.
Right, it doesn't have the same ring to it.
Nah, it doesn't. Viggo of the Mort.
Right.
Let's call him that from now on. He falls off a cliff. Spoilers. But I mean, when does he not? And then they're fighting like some orcs. Oh, and then they were riding on like the hyena things.
Sure, all right.
Yeah. You've never seen.
It's been a while.
And then he falls into a river and then floats like presumably hundreds of kilometers downriver, like floating, right? Meanwhile, Samwise Gamgee runs out into the water and nearly drowns in 5 meters of water. Because like, Viggo is passed out.
Yeah.
But as he floats down the river, yet he stays perfectly afloat.
Yes,
Meanwhile, Samwise the water and runs out and just crumbles into the ocean. It's pathetic. That is.
You have such Samwise hating you. I don't get it. It's been a while since I've seen them, but I can imagine that would be the stand-up moment if I did rewatch. Then another kind of in my classic movies list, The Big Lebowski. I watched for the first time.
I haven't heard of that.
What is that?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. Any good?
It's good. It's very weird. It's a very weird movie, but it's very funny too. It's I don't know. I mean,
you were saying this at gunpoint, but it's very funny.
Jeff Bridges just standing there.
He's just, come on.
No, yeah. I think I can see why it's like a cult classic, like favorite movie of a lot of people, because the characters are very fun and memorable. It has a lot of fun, like weird scenes, and I don't really know how to review this masterpiece. No, it's very fun. I don't think it's like.
What's it about?
It's about.
Just Jeff Bridges' life.
Jeff Bridges plays the dude who just like likes to just live his.
Is he called the dude?
His name is Lebowski, but he calls himself the dude, and he asks people to call him the dude, and he just lives
so
his.
Sad.
Well, I mean, it's kind of
truly tragic.
It's kind of the thing of the film is that these guys do kind of live realistically it would be a pretty sad life, but the movie it sort of shows it as like a fun, like he just doesn't really care about anything. The whole thing is kicked off because someone mistakes him for someone else and then pisses on his rug. It's a whole thing, and then John Goodman's hilarious. It's very. And Buscemi's in it. He's good too. It is a very funny, and like it has a very distinct kind of, what's their name? The Coen brothers. They have this style. It's just hard to explain, but it's a very weird,
what else
specific
is it
style.
done?
Fargo, Hail Caesar, a bunch of that kind of stuff. You know those.
You know the ones.
But no, I enjoyed it. It was It was fun. I don't think it's like one of the best movies ever, but I had fun with it.
Fair.
Then what's your next?
Well, me and the family watched Rainman. Did I already talk about this? I don't think I did.
No, with Hoff.
With Hoff and the Cruise.
Cruise.
Oh
man, see this. I can't go into film school or film class.
You haven't seen it?
No, I know nothing about it. I know
sir, knowing how macho you are, you cry your eyes out. It takes a lot to make a movie, like for a movie to make me cry. And it did a little bit.
Oh, really?
It did.
Rain Man.
Yeah, genuinely such a good movie. Huh. It's I won't spoil too much, but Dawson and Cruise are in fact bros. Literal bros? Literal bros.
I don't know if I see it, but I'll suspend my disbelief for it.
Such a sweet movie. It's also very sad.
Is it a drama?
I wouldn't say it's a drama. I don't want to go into it because I don't want to spoil it for you. But like it's just kind of a buddy movie, and so Dustin he's got autism, right? And then it's kind of like Cruise, again, not to spoil too much, but Cruise takes him away from his like care home, and then they go on like a road trip together. It's pretty good. It's really, really good, honestly. It's and very, very, very emotional as well, and some very good like feel good moments as well. So I think I
love a good feel good.
I think it's a movie you'd like.
Oh yeah, and
it's got Cruise, so it can't not be good.
Well, it's kind of like you said about Lebowski. Like it's one that I've heard of, but I've never actually like seen. I don't really know much about what it's about. Yeah, well, I love a good feel good movie.
I say you go for it.
Speaking of feel good movies. I watched Soul.
I watched The Boys.
We're gonna come back to The Boys. I watched Soul, the new Pixar movie released on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Watched it with the family.
How was it?
Really, really, really good.
Really terrible.
God, awful. No, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. It's I don't say it's a very complex film, but like for a kids movie, I think it's gonna kind of go.
But like I'm super clever and I didn't get it at all.
Like I had no idea what the is going on. For a kids movie, it's kind of like how some Pixar movies, some of them are kind of just fine kids movie, whatever, like Cars or whatever, and then
Cars is not fine. Cars is the worst.
Well, yeah, and then the others like super existential, like or like about kind of deeper themes, like Up and Inside Out or whatever. Not super existential, but for a kids movie, right? This is like way further on that scale. It's about a guy who he's not a loser, but like he's sort of hasn't done much with his life, he feels, and he's about to get this big opportunity, and then he dies. And so his soul goes to the soul world, and he tries, basically without spoiling it, he's trying to get back to his body and to live his life so he doesn't feel like he wasted his life. And it deals with themes of like I don't know what it means to live and like to accomplish things, and I think it had a really beautiful message that I don't think a lot of kids movies, like a lot of kids movies have the same message, like believe in yourself or whatever, which is like important, but like every kids movie has it. It had a really unique message about like kind of living life
to the fullest.
Sort of, yeah, like not just living your life towards a goal, but like enjoying the actual experience of living. And it's also very fun, and the animations are fantastic. Jamie Foxx is the main character, so...
Alright, so you
immediately it's a 3 out of 10. No, I would highly recommend it. I think it's fantastic.
I'll give it a watch, perhaps. Have I told you... I feel like I talked last pod that I watched Real Life. I feel like I've talked about that.
The anime?
The anime. Yeah. Okay.
Hate to tell you.
Instead, I finished that, and now I'm watching The Mandalorian.
Really?
I am.
Oh my goodness. Finally a thumbnail I can make that'll actually get some clicks.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. Damn. How much have you seen?
I've seen 3 episodes so far.
We've seen exactly the same amount of The Mandalorian.
Let's talk about it.
Except I watched it like 3 months ago. Bro moment ends.
Bros end.
So what do you think?
I think it's really, really good in the fact that you don't have to be a huge Star Wars nerd to watch it and like it,
Yes.
Because
I'm really cool. Because I'm at the club every day.
Because guys, I binge Lord of the Rings, not Star Wars. But yeah, it's kind of got a Western kind of feeling.
Very much, yeah.
Baby Yoda's very cute, and I can't wait to see if it like it's kind of alluding to it that the Pedro will take off his mask at some point.
Yeah, probably.
So I hope that happens because I can see his luscious stash and everything.
Yeah, you love the Pedro.
That's all I'm thinking as I watch the show.
You watch 8 seasons and all the spin-offs just to see the Pedro stash?
It doesn't come.
It shows up in an unrelated movie?
I go insane. But yeah, genuinely, it's really, really good. I think the action's good. Some things I don't understand where they're like, oh yeah, we need to take the Beskar to Gondor, and Gondor's from Lord of the Rings.
But they somehow snuck it in there.
But they somehow did it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of Star Wars, like, trivia that I don't get in it, and a lot of references, but I think, generally, it stands alone as just a good show.
Yeah, no, it's like a fun space adventure, like, Western Indiana Jones-ish kind of vibe. No, it's,
No, I love it.
Yeah, no,
How come you've only watched 3 episodes, then?
I just got really busy, and now I have more time. I want to watch more now that I'm catching up on a lot of TV and movies and stuff. But yeah, no, so I plan on watching the rest sometime. And the problem is I've had a lot of it spoiled for me. But yeah, no, it's a very kind of fun. I was like not very dialogue free, but you know, it kind of gives it that Western feel a little bit. It's a fun show.
I'll say Mando he's a badass, but there's also some times where you're like,
it's a bit of a bumbling fool.
Yeah. Bit of a Boba Fett in that aspect. I hear he dies to a worm or something.
I've never seen it.
I don't know,
though. Well, speaking of TV, and much requested to talk about TV, and I actually don't think we'll talk about this that much, because I want to do a full episode on this.
No.
Once I finish it.
A Space Odyssey.
I have been watching The Boys.
Amazing show.
Yeah, it's...
I finished this a while ago.
I'm on...
And I'm not even the YouTuber.
I'm on season 2, episode 5.
Okay.
Been doing like an episode a day. Because I finally... The only reason I didn't watch it before was because I didn't have Amazon Prime. And now with Christmas coming up, I got Amazon Prime to get presents, like, for people.
Nice.
And
Are
then,
they going to cancel it afterwards, or...?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they have some decent stuff. But then I decided, like, hey... Now I can finally watch it. I love it.
It's so good.
It is a delight. I just seen the episode, spoilers for The Boys season 2, where they're in the tunnels and Homelander finds them and he's like, I had pancakes with your wife and they were delicious. Remember when he does that? And then delicious. And then Butcher says like, eat this motherfucker, and then dude, it's so...
Oh my god! Another thing that I took away from Lord of the Rings. Butcher's in it!
Yes! Yeah.
That's freaking...
I mean, he's quite a famous actor.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
he's Dredd as well, you know?
Is he Dredd?
Yeah.
I swear that was Sylvester.
he's in Thor Ragnarok as well.
Behold my stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
My god, I'm really...
he's a great... Carl Urban, he's a great actor.
The hell? He looks so different.
Carl Rule. I don't know. I was trying to do
Carl Settlement.
I was trying to do the you thing, and it didn't really work.
Only I can do the you thing.
But The Boys, yeah, I think we'll save our thoughts for the full episode coming sometime.
But can we just agree that it's got some of the most, like, just in-your-face shocking moments?
Oh, no, it has...
Yeah, you've seen this, when they're talking to, like, the detective woman of the FBI or CIA or something.
On her head.
And her head explodes?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
No, yeah, it's the thing, like... I don't know. I don't know if it's, like, the most brutal, but I think maybe, like, you get used to it the more you watch the show, but it's still, like, the simplest... Like, this isn't even, I think, meant to be, like, the most brutal thing, but when Homelander lasers someone in half, and, like, just, like, kind of more realistically, I guess, than other movies or shows would do it, like, just blood sprays everywhere, it's like, Jesus, that is...
Well, you've seen the one where A-Train comes up to the... I forget, what's the Asian girl called? Kimiko?
Really big fans of the show here, you can tell.
And he like just repeatedly bangs her head against the wall.
Oh yeah.
That to me was like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, it's and I don't know. I love the...
Do you like the new edition?
Stormfront. I've just, again, spoilers for season 2. It's just kind of been revealed that she's like an extreme racist.
Yeah.
Which I really didn't like her anyway, and I wasn't sure because that reveal. Like, obviously, it's, like, shocking from a character perspective, but I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be shocking, like, oh, she's actually really terrible because you all really liked her up until now. Because I hated her from the moment she was... I was like, this girl's really, like, annoying and pretentious and entitled. Like, I don't know, she had, like, the way she was talking. I was just like, I hate this girl. Like,
and now you have a right to hate her.
Well, yeah, I was like... So was I not supposed to be hating her before? But, yeah, so she...
And ever since then, I have not watched The Boys out of sheer confusion.
But, I mean, she's very well acted in this, like, very unlikable character. And also, dude, I think Homelander, I don't even know the guy's name, which is a shame, but I think that is one of my favorite like TV performances I've seen in a while. Like
he is horrific.
It's not like a cliche, but like it's a character you've seen before where it's like he seems all smiley and like corporate and whatever, and then he's super like messed up in real life.
He's actually got the powers to
but he also
end the world.
He plays it so well. Like he's so good at being this like creepy, and like how he switches on the sociopath, and then also like his weird when he's talking to Butcher and he's like delicious, like his weird moments, like he's so good, and everyone's great. I love Butcher. I had like a few minor complaints about. I'm working on a review, but generally just super fun, exciting show.
Very,
great
very
premise. Good. Yeah, good stuff. So we'll get to that more. And then, do you have any more? Or should I go straight to?
I don't think I do. You go for it. I'll sit back and think
and not listen while you talk. And then this morning, actually, before you came over, little morning fun. I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Morning fun. And you watched A Space Odyssey.
I actually watched the second half. I watched the first half yesterday. I had to break it up because
it's really bad.
I guess I had stuff to do. But another one, obviously on the classic movies list. And
never heard of it.
Are you serious?
I
of
think
course
so.
you've heard of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I've heard of A Space Odyssey, but I don't know if it's that one.
The one.
I'm sure that's just a David Bowie song.
It has like the song.
Is it a movie about monkeys?
No, you've really never heard of it's the one that uses this song that you've heard this song.
I've heard that song. Is that from that movie?
It might be a piece of like classical music from before then, but you've really never heard of it. It's one of the most iconic movies.
It's from the 60s?
Yeah.
Never.
It's the one with HAL 9000, the computer thing that's like, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't let you do that, or whatever. You definitely, this thing.
Oh,
You've seen
I feel
this.
like I've seen it, yeah.
At least in the epic rap battle of history in which it appeared. God. I'm working with an incompetent fool here. Well, anyway, this is really taking the wind out of my sails here, because I was about to go on a whole huge rant about it, but...
Well, I'll let you rant.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a positive rant, but I loved it. I thought so it's known as one of the most, I don't know, it's quite polarizing, because some people...
I just read the first news headline.
You can't skim ahead to the news. So, it's known as one of the most, like, boring movies of all time by some people, and otherwise, like, one of the best movies. It's 2.5 hours, and I'm not gonna say very little happens, but everything is very slow. And, like...
It does not sound like a great movie, I won't lie to you.
It's fantastic.
No one's ever heard of it.
No. It's one of the most famous movies ever. It's like The Godfather. Like, how have you not heard of it? It's the first half hour is basically just prehistoric, like, monkey people just doing their thing. Okay. Freddy's, as we know them. And then the second bit is just like this kind of trip to the moon, and the third bit is a trip to Jupiter, and then the fourth bit is this weird acid trip that's just absolutely insanity.
This sounds horrible.
It's amazing. Okay, look. It's very slow and methodical, and like if you gave this to, so you know Stanley Kubrick. Please tell me you know.
I know the man.
So this is like probably his most famous movie. So the story of it in another, like, with a director who just kind of like, if you want to just tell the story straight up, it could probably be like 40 minutes. But the film is 2.5 hours because everything, like, you see all the spaceships moving. The visual effects are absolutely phenomenal. It's like not just for 1968, like they look better than a lot of visual effects today. And it's all about kind of like immersing you in this experience, like building atmosphere, even though they're just like 10-minute sequences of just spaceships kind of moving with like classical music. And I can see why people would think it's extremely boring. I kind of loved I don't know, how immersive it was. And like, it was kind of like watching, not a documentary, but like I don't know, like, you know, like an art piece or like, it's very artistic, I guess. Okay. And then the thing is also the first 2 hours, like plot-wise, they're quite straightforward. Like, you get what's happening. Yeah. And the last half hour, it's this insane, he goes to like another dimension or something. Like, it's a very kind of like 20 minutes of just colors and just like moving. And then he sees himself in this like room, and it's all this crazy stuff. But I also love, because then after watching it, because, you know, I'm super cool and not a nerd at all.
Of course.
I read some stuff and I watched some videos about it, and all these interpretations and the religious like connotations and themes of evolution. It's fascinating stuff. You would never get it because you're that primitive ape man I talked about before. However,
the first sequence of the movie.
It's an amazing movie, and and I'll be talking about it more in a proper review.
I think I'll not watch it.
You wouldn't like it. Not that you're dumb, but realistically, I don't think it's for you.
Okay.
You're more of a soul kind of man.
I'll watch it now just to spite you. But
So, with all that out of the way, we're going to do some news here.
Ooh.
December news catch-up.
Well, so I read this before, and I've got so many questions.
I can't answer any of them because I just took the headline. But first piece of news. Brad Pitt and Don Cheadle got locked in a haunted house during Ocean's 12 shoot. Now.
It's not actually the filming, it's just an actual shootout that happened.
Between Clooney and himself?
Clooney and himself. Sounds like a terrible rom-com. Rooney just...
Rooney. Clooney and Rooney.
Clooney just looks at his hand longingly.
Oh my god. So Brad Pitt and Cheeds. I didn't read I think half the fun of these headline ones is just I didn't read the articles. There's no context.
That's fair.
But I can, honestly, I mean, okay, if you had to be stuck in a room for like a day with a celebrity.
It certainly would not be these two people. It certainly would be like, probably Don Cheadle would be the last person. Genuinely, I would not want to meet him.
What the fuck are you saying?
He seems so, like, strange.
Are we
I feel like he'd give me like an impromptu tattoo or something.
Are we talking about the same Don Cheadle here?
I don't think there is a second Don Cheadle.
He seems so like fun and laid back and chill. What do you? When has Don Cheadle ever done anything weird? Don't answer. You bought an encyclopedia. You've been keeping notes.
Encyclopedia.
Let's move on. This is a disaster. I do not understand your Cheeds hate. I love Cheeds.
I love Cheeds, but I'm just saying I wouldn't want to meet him.
You said I genuinely never want to meet him. As if also there was a chance of you ever meeting the Cheeds.
Why did you say like there isn't?
Let's move on. This is a disaster.
All right.
Here we have some Dewanta news.
Love Dewanta.
Sonic the Hedgehog fans really want The Rock as Knuckles.
As Knuckles. Knuckles is the red dude, right?
Yeah, in Sonic 2. So
I can't, like,
they said Knuckles is going to be in it.
Dressed up or like voicing?
Voicing, I assume, like, because Sonic isn't someone just dressed up.
Yeah, but like, why is it so specific that they want Dwayne? Like, he's got a decent voice, but usually when fans really want this, it's for a live action thing, isn't it?
I guess. Decent point, but I mean, I can see.
I guess that's alright.
Because I think, I mean, not knowing much about the
Dwayne.
Sonic lore, that's a lie, or Knuckles as a character, I think he's supposed to be like Sonic, but he's more like cool and like
he's
big and buff and
his,
Dwayne like, you know.
Well, he's not as fast as Sonic, is he? He's like more the
powerful,
the buff dude.
Yeah, so Dwayne fits perfectly.
I mean, yeah,
it's like the Dwayne Hart dynamic. Hart is super speedster. Dwayne is the power backup. But I mean, I can see. Did you ever see the Sonic movie?
I did actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Oh, we did talk about this, didn't we?
Oh, I don't listen to you. That's right.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, honestly.
Carrie. So
no, yeah, it's a fun movie, I think.
But I'm always up to seeing Dwayne in anything really. So.
But who's gonna play Tails then? Because Tails is coming. You know Tails?
Of course I know Tails. Don't ask me insulting questions like that. Oh, isn't he in the post-credit scene?
He is.
But doesn't he already have a voice?
I don't know.
Colleen O.
Well, Tails is a dude.
Nessie. I don't think. Well,
Colleen O'Shaughnessy.
Well, also women can like Bart Simpson's voiced by a woman.
So is Naruto.
But hey, I'm up for seeing Dwayne in well, I already said that. Let's go Dwayne.
Go Dwayne. Let's go Dwayne.
Furiosa.
Oh.
The Mad Max Fury Road sequel and or maybe prequel, but I'm pretty sure sequel.
Would Max be in it?
I doubt it. Let me look up
2023 though. Damn. Isn't that very early to announce a movie?
But they've had this. It is a prequel. They've had this in the works for. I feel like since Fury Road came out, they've been talking about doing this. So it's a Furiosa prequel coming June 23rd, 2023. So you've seen Fury Road, right? I have. So Fury Road, you didn't like Fury Road, I remember.
Well, so I didn't like it to begin with, but then I watched it again recently, and it was actually pretty good. I'll say I still don't get the full hype, saying it's one of the best movies ever.
Okay.
But it's good, yeah. I liked it more the second time I watched it. Mostly because I didn't finish it the first time I watched it. I thought it was so bad.
Well, that would explain a lot.
Yeah.
The best part is the last 5 minutes when Max slowly walks away in the crowd. But I'm well on board for this. Furiosa was an awesome character, and the most kind of like interesting, like character-wise in that film. Like
Fair.
and her backstory is also, I think she started out as one of Immortan Joe's
Wives?
Yeah. So, and then she kind of like became the more like badass like leader of his military. So, I'd be super important. I think
Who plays Immortan Joe again?
Something Keys. He recently died. Actually, was
so he's. What are they gonna do with that then? Like,
I guess they'll. I mean, he has that
CGI?
mask on.
Yeah, that's true,
but let's find.
Immortan Joe.
Let's find his Hugh Keysburn. Yeah, and he was also the original villain in the first Mad Max in like the 70s. But yeah, no, I'm well on board for that. And especially if George Miller comes back to direct, which I think he's going to.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, no, I was hoping they would do like a Mad Max Fury Road 2, or even like a new Mad Max like something like in that world. So this sounds great. Moving on to a terrifying headline. Well, actually, I think this headline I feel like would make you tear up as the man you are.
Okay.
Mr. Gibbs actor thinks Pirates of the Caribbean reboot still needs Johnny Depp.
It does. It's just not Pirates of the Caribbean without him.
You and what's his name? The guy, Mr. Gibbs actor. What's his name? Joshua Gibbs, also referred to as Mr. Gibbs.
All right, no, it's Kevin McNally.
Gibbs. Kevin McNally. Yeah.
Okay, I genuinely thought it was that, but because it says it right here. But I thought that was too obvious.
I'm such an idiot. I included this headline twice from 2 different news.
Well, I was sitting there. I was like, I thought it was Kevin McNally, but you put it twice. So I was like, maybe
it says Mr. Gibbs actor thinks Pirates of the Caribbean reboot still needs Johnny Depp, followed by Pirates of the Caribbean actor Kevin McNally feels it would be criminal not to have Johnny Depp in future sequels.
Well, let's talk about this. First of all, you go Gibbs.
You go Gibbs.
You go Gibbs. There's controversy, but at the same time, it's like it's just not the same without him. You know, I know the latest one was horrific.
I would argue the latest 4 were terrible. No, okay, the first 3 are good. 4 and 5
Why are you
are
gonna do
bad.
this to me? 4 is good. First 3 are
4 is so bad.
First 3 are great. 4 is good.
It has like
Fifth one is terrible.
Stench or whatever he's called. Snilch or what's his name?
I've got no clue who you're actually trying to talk
to.
Scrum?
Yeah, that guy. He's terrible, isn't he?
He's not great, but like
I'm trying to pull every heartstring here. You hated Scrum, didn't you? You have to admit the 5th one was better than the 4th one.
Not at all. Genuinely 100% no.
At least the 5th one was like interesting to talk about. Like
No.
the 4th one was so bland.
No, I could talk
and
about the
nothing.
4th one for hours.
Fair enough, fine. But
The 5th one was terrible.
I think like Depp controversy aside and who's right in that situation, just in terms of the character, like it's not the same series without him.
No, it's not.
Like it's like making, I don't know, like Indiana Jones without Indiana. Like I don't think you should recast either because it's not
No.
a performance that
Definitely
can really
not.
be like even Depp can't do it anymore. I just don't think they should.
That's a lot.
I just think they shouldn't make anymore. Like I know they make money and all that, and like obviously that's why they're gonna do it. But like
Yeah.
just from a purely like story perspective and like quality
They
perspective,
should have ended it. I know like there was a few things that after the 4th one were still left undone, like getting the Black Pearl back and stuff like that. But honestly, I feel like even after the 3rd one, they should just have like
and that's
they could have ended it.
that's
you
the
know?
world's biggest Pirates of the Caribbean fan saying that.
Yeah,
if he says that,
and I'm saying I'm happy they made a 4th. I'm saying it wasn't necessary. I'm unhappy that they made a 5th.
yeah,
At least I'm unhappy with the way they made the 5th because the 5th one was garbage.
disagree. Best movie ever, but and I also my suggestion with a lot of these things where they're also talking about they're making a new Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford is coming back and all that. I just think just make a new thing. You can make
You could Hobbs and Shaw style. It's in the same universe, but with different characters.
I wasn't even going to go there, but I mean that's also kind of the similar thing. But I was just going to say like you can have a story with an Indiana Jones-esque character or a what's his name, Jack Sparrow-esque character. Like everything is inspired by everything, but you can also then that gives you so many more opportunities to branch off in a different, like maybe his personality is a little bit different in this way, and then you can explore that. Like make a new thing, and yeah, you can even do it in the Pirates world and just have like a new pirate kind of who's interesting in his own way.
I'd be down for what's her face, Margot Robbie as a pirate in that world, but not have it be like Jamie Depp or whatever. No,
is that something that's happening? You said that as if like
wasn't Margot Robbie doing something?
No idea.
I swear we talked about this last pod.
No, definitely not last pod.
No, you're right. We haven't talked about it. You idiot.
I never talked to you.
Lele said this to me.
The number one news source in the film industry.
CNN worthy. He texted me.
Margot Robbie's gonna play Jack Sparrow.
He texted me, what do you think about the Margot Robbie Jack Sparrow news? I was like, what is this? I looked it up. Oh my god, how have you missed this? Margot Robbie's set to play Jack Sparrow. But I don't know.
Female,
wait, search it up.
Like female version?
I don't know.
I mean, okay, this doesn't look like the most reliable InsideTheMagic.com.
Listen, I'm sure there's other sources.
Margot Robbie. Okay, Hollywood Reporter. By Pirate Scribe. That's a horrific term. But I don't think is she gonna... While plot details are being kept in David... Okay.
Nice. They're very punny today.
It is not intended to be a spin-off, but rather a wholly original story with new characters under the Pirates moniker.
Oh, okay.
So I think
she's... So that's kind of like what I thought... Because Lele made it sound like... Again, I'm sorry if I misunderstood Lele.
Lele was just trying to rally you up here.
Because I thought that she was going to be, like, taking over Jack Sparrow's role.
Like how there was a rumor... Or people were confused when they said James Bond was going to be played by the, like, the woman who's in the new one. You know? What time do we have here? All right. Disenchanted is coming to Disney Plus.
Disenchanted?
Which is a sequel to the classic 2004, I want to say, movie.
Space Odyssey.
Enchanted. Now,
I don't think I've seen this.
It's the one with Amy Adams. That one.
I love Amy Adams.
And it's a Disney movie where she's an animated princess, and then she falls in a well, and then she comes to like real life New York.
Oh, I haven't seen this. No,
it's half animated, half live action.
Oh, is this a thing that I don't really like, where it's half animated?
No. It's like literally like she lives in an animated like Disney World, and then she falls in a well and comes out in New York City.
I see. That's kind of cool.
It's a very 2007. Oh damn, I'm so young. It's a very fun movie. I loved that movie as a kid, and still to this day. But
where's my tab?
I was trying to find my tab desperately. But yeah, so I would be up for a sequel. Why not? If they're gonna make a sequel to everything anyway.
To watch it. So I do like Amy Adams though. She's great.
Then Ready Player 2 is in development, baby. Based on
Ready Player 2.
So apparently recently the book Ready Player 2 was released by the author, and so he said that they're working on a movie for it. Okay. So you excited for more Tuesdays and Thursdays action?
Yo,
from,
I love my Tuesdays and Thursdays.
From what's his name? Nerdman or whatever he's called.
Nerdman McGee.
Nerdman McGee, the famous character. What's he called? What's the actor called even?
Oh no, wait. Don't.
Just don't look. Okay. Guess his name. Guess the main character of Ready Player 1.
I don't know.
Wade.
Ty Sheridan, that's the one.
Wade, played by Ty Sheridan. Look at TJ Miller's photo.
Oh my god.
Is he still in Hollywood? I think didn't he do something bad and now he's like not in stuff.
Yeah.
Let's not make baseless accusations. Isn't that guy terrible?
Isn't he in jail for life?
I feel like I remember some bad headlines.
You know that
Let's not
TJ Miller's character name is just what he calls himself in real life.
iRock. Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, anyway,
it looks like someone's eating his face, but it's himself.
Are you excited for?
I'll be down to see it.
I think we'd have a good laugh at the expense of Peg.
As we usually do. I don't know where they go, because the Oasis is closed on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you know. Yeah,
so there's nothing they could ever do. But I think
it doesn't get more groundbreaking than that.
They did it's not like I can imagine a sequel to it, but they did sort of make a standalone it has a good ending for this like world. Like he learns his lesson and he's like, everyone stop living in your computers and live in the real world and make out with your girlfriend on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He put all this up as a blog post. And so I don't really, I mean, yeah, but they can find a way to, I think the premise has a lot of potential and I enjoyed the book quite a bit from memory, but and I don't think the movie really explored a ton of that potential. As at least not it did, but not as well as I think it maybe could have. So yeah, I'd be up for seeing more of that.
Have you heard of the anime Sword Art Online?
Sword Art Online?
Yeah.
No.
So it's got a similar premise where it's like you put on this headset and then you're transported to a virtual world.
Sorry, my water's spilling.
Also a very, very good show. But then in that one, basically there's a malfunction, and then everyone who's in the game, well, basically they get locked in the game, they can't log out, and then if they either die in the game or someone takes off the headset in real life, they die.
Well, that's kind of
That's kind of a cool premise as well.
It's kind of cool.
Just reminded me of it. A little fun Freddy anecdote.
A little Freddy's anime hour.
That should be a section of the show, you know.
I absolutely disagree.
We should get a music intro thing for that, you know? Tom Cnews style.
Don't anyone sends that in, I'll block you from watching the podcast.
Me?
Next news. 2 DC movies are coming to HBO Max each year, apparently, as well as 4 that'll be theatrically released. So, it's probably going to be, like, lower scale heroes, like, have you heard of, I already know the answer, but have you heard of Static Shock?
Yes.
He's full of shit. And, like, Batgirl, and all these kind of, like, movies that are, because do you remember, I think we talked about it on the pod at the time, but there was a time a few years ago where DC would just, like, announce a new movie every week, and it would just be, like, the most random, like we're making a movie about Lobo, and, like, all these, like, your favorite character, I know.
He's the wolf, right?
What?
Lobo?
The wolf.
Isn't he a wolf that flies? No, that's not what I was going to say.
Oh.
Isn't Lobo a wolf?
No.
Oh, well, there you go.
I appreciate you trying. But there was a time where they announced, like, all these, and they were making a, like, Deathstroke movie and all this stuff, and I'm just like all these characters are kind of interesting, but I don't feel like everyone needs their own movie. I think this might be their plan.
That Deathstroke is what happens when Joshua Gibbs touches your hair. Anyways,
announcing that your time is up. But it's, so I imagine they're gonna put these kind of, like, I guess, like, less famous, like, they're not gonna put a new Batman movie on, like, HBO Max, but these less famous kind of movie heroes in movies on HBO Max. That being said, that's gonna be 6 DC movies a year. I'm not really.
I don't really want that.
I mean, they just started to make, like, good
decent
movies.
Yeah.
Like, I think you guys should, like, stick to
what you're good at, which is a movie a year. That is okay.
So condescending. Just me sitting here, guys. I think you don't really know how to run this studio. Let me take over.
Also, what's the difference between HBO Nordic and HBO Max? Is it the same thing, just different regions, or?
No. So we're gonna get HBO Max here soon, but
okay.
HBO Nordic is basically like an out-of-date version of HBO Max. So we basically have the shit version of HBO Max
as usual.
But it just seems, I mean, also with the MCU, like, and I love the MCU, obviously, and so I'm super excited for all this stuff, but there's so much content coming next year, like, 5 TV shows, 3 movies, like, all this, I'm like, I love it, but also, you know.
Well, is that some of that due to COVID delays, or is it not? Is that just?
I think slightly, but they were still gonna release, like, a lot of this stuff around, like, the same time frame. Like, there might be 1 extra movie next year, but just, I don't know. I think there's a bit of beauty in, like, a bit of a rest. And I know that, like, right now, especially, I'm, like, because we've had such a long rest from all the COVID stuff where everything was pushed back, like, everyone's really ready to get, and me too, like, I'm really excited, but after a certain, like, maybe after next year or something, I feel like it's almost going to become, like, an oversaturation, and I don't know, but I guess we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
We've missed an important piece of news up here.
I skipped a couple pieces of news, but
well, this one I think we have to talk about.
Coming to America trailer.
Very good.
You're a fan of Coming to America. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you've not seen it. It's very, very good.
I did watch the trailer for this. I didn't really.
For 2 or 1?
For 2. I didn't get a lot of it since I haven't seen.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to
first one.
Do that.
But yeah, it's coming in March to Amazon Prime, actually. So
well, there you go. I'll leech off my girlfriend's Amazon Prime.
You don't have Amazon Prime? Oh, you bastard. My family leeches off my Amazon Prime. Now, there was also a piece of news this week about the new...
Why is Tom Holland looking like Jesse from... Oh my god.
So there was a bit of a controversy about this poster for, I believe, the Russo brothers' new movie starring Tom Holland called Cherry, except the poster was trying to be like all artsy and cool.
Uh-huh.
So they wrote it like this. And people were like, what the fuck is this movie called?
Cherk.
It looks like it's called Cherk, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
So they actually like issued like an apology and like a new poster where it just says Cherry, and Tom Holland looks very, very Hollandish here.
It does look quite Netherlandy.
But yeah, I just enjoyed the headline that was
Cherk.
like they had to release a statement after just putting out a terrible. Like I can kind of see like it's supposed to be artsy, but also how would anyone not think this is a K? Like I know they're all supposed to be like maybe the same letter or some shit, but like...
Oh, wait. Yeah. I was like...
We're solving a mystery here. Yeah, like, Tom,
who
who clearly designed this poster.
Where even is the Y?
Like, I think this is supposed to be like an artsy Y, maybe? I don't know.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't
That makes me so angry.
Now, I do believe we've arrived at my personal favorite segment of the show.
It's time for... The Cnews.
The announcements. So, I enjoyed this headline. Mission Impossible 7 crew that quit over Tom Cruise rant offered jobs at porn company.
But they offer or they got offered?
They got offered. Why? Of all the places you could go after work on Mission Impossible. You know what? I'm not going to go to another movie, not another studio.
Let's make a porno.
But,
I mean, in fairness, some people might turn to that after getting yelled at by Cruise.
Just enlightens
they can never actually relive such an erotic experience that they had to go into a different industry altogether.
So apparently, it was... I can't even remember their name. I probably for the better, because clearly they just did this for promotion. Like, I don't think anyone's going to actually go to them. But they are making like a series about cam girls or something, and they were like, we would love to use the talent of these people who quit. Clearly they were just trying to milk this like headline that came out, and they were like...
They are the ones who messed up here, aren't they?
Yeah, but I mean, there's a whole... People are also saying maybe it was fake and it was like a PR stunt. But anyway, that's a whole...
I don't think so.
I don't know if Cruise could fake that kind of...
I don't think Cruise would ever do anything, ever.
but yeah, so...
Well, like,
it was like...
The media's been praising him, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a good discussion about it. But, you know,
yeah.
There's, some good parts, some bad parts to it. But yeah...
So they quit? Or...
Not all of them, but some of them quit. And then... Yeah, and I like how... Like this porn director promises a more pleasant and enjoyable environment than working with Tom Cruise. Now time for the announcements and such. Not a ton of stuff here. The fan page, Cian posted the Social Network trailer, except it's for the Jeremy Renner app, which I'll have to check out after this.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
And then spoilers for the Croods 2 /
The Twoods.
The Twoods. Get it right.
Sorry, I keep saying it. It's just, it looks like the Twoods.
The Twoods.
But don't you want to say Twoods?
No! If I wanted to say Twoods, I'd say Twoods, damn it. So not to give too much away, but at the end of the film, there's a certain George-like and sized creature that the Croods may or may not have to fight. Just putting that out there. Now it may be a watch on my letterbox. I give it a 6 or 7 out of 10. I mean, anything that features a George-esque cameo immediately should be added to like a historical
George-esque cameo.
Like a museum or something. Also been watching a lot of Key and Peele. I don't know where to put that in the show.
It's Tom Cnews.
It sounds like an addiction thing. Like I have to say it, but this week I indulged in
60 hours of Key
straight
and Peele.
I didn't leave this room. Then that's basically it for this episode, really. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we have a YouTube channel where hopefully I'm going to try to post a video every week, like a little segment from the pod. We'll see how long that lasts. And if you're listening on YouTube, we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so check that out, link down below. And I have a Reddit. Check that out.
You do. I've followed it and joined it.
I'm going to give it a shout out in my next vid. So we'll see what happens.
It might actually lose people then.
So, I think that's been it. Thank you very much for watching this episode. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can, in fact, email the pod at BHLHudson.
Can you actually do that? What?
At gmail.com.
No. Love this bit we're doing.
It's really coming together. I feel it.
You can find me on Twitter at FDK_DaltSniper. You can find me on Instagram at FDalgard. And you can find me on YouTube at FDK Space Gumming.
This is the French pronunciation.
Gummy.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time. It gets spicier every time, doesn't it?